Okay, so in order to create a figure in proper proportions, we're going to start with the head, and then we're going to build the rest of the body around based on the size of however large or small you draw the head. So I'm just kind of lightly sketching out a circle, and then I'm going to draw kind of like the bottom part of the face, like the jaw. Okay. So the reason I do these lines is just to kind of plan out if I was to add details later, such as like eyes, nose, mouth. This is kind of the center of the face, and then you usually put a line across, and the eyes will go somewhere around here, the nose will go around here, and the mouth will go around here. So it's just kind of mapping out the details that you might add later. So next, you're going to draw the neck. Okay. Before we go any further, we might want to give ourselves some more guidelines. So I'm just going to measure about how large is this head. It is about 1 inch. So we want the figure to be as long as the size of 7.5 heads. So it could be anywhere between 6 and 9, it depends on the person, but 7.5 is the average. So we're going to go ahead and just do that. So we'll mark every inch. So we have 1, 2, now we're doing 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we'll just do a little half mark right there. Okay, so this just shows us that we should be ending around this point. If you end slightly shorter or slightly longer, it really should be fine. These are just guidelines. So for the shoulders, we're just going to go straight across. And the trick is you're supposed to try to fit at least one head on each side of the shoulders. So you can kind of see here, you can kind of just eyeball it, but it looks like those should be large enough. One thing people do is sometimes they'll kind of just do the shoulders way too small, like that, but in reality they should be out here. So you can draw some circles to represent the joints, and from there you can come a little bit further in from there and just come slightly in. And then if you're drawing a female, then we might come a little further out to draw hips. And then I like to just come back in, so it's kind of like they're wearing a bathing suit bottom or something, and then we can easily draw the legs from that point. So this is kind of the small part of the waist. Here's one side of the leg, so I'm going to come and draw just the thigh. Come back up to here. And same thing here. So when you're doing these kind of figures, notice how I'm just holding my pencil very loosely. You don't want to be doing super hard lines that you won't be able to erase later. You want to be able to, just loosely plan it out, and then when you're ready to add details, that's when you might press a little harder. So for the calves, I like to just slightly come out and then back in, and you want to make sure it ends a little skinnier down here on the ankle. And then you can go ahead and draw the feet. So if the foot was facing this way, then it might actually be straight here, like that's the shin, right? And then the knee would be more over there. It depends on the position you're drawing. But again, this is just kind of basic shapes, basic outline. So if the calf was facing forward, then it might be a little more curved on both sides, and then you could draw maybe the foot is, out here. Okay. So last part is the arms. So from the shoulder joint, you want to just create 2 parallel lines, and the elbow joint should be somewhere around the waist. The forearm should be about similar in length to the upper part of the arm. The hand, I just like to do kind of like an oval to represent the hand and the fingers. So if you want, you could do the hand and then you could do fingers like that. But the tips of the fingers should line up around halfway down the thigh. Okay, so this arm has a slight bend, so it's a little higher. This one's a little lower because it is going straight down. But yeah, so that is how you can do a basic figure. If you were doing a male instead of a female, you simply would just, instead of coming in quite as much, it might go more straight down. And then here, the hips wouldn't be quite as wide. And then maybe the legs would be more like that. Just to give you an idea. Okay, so you can kind of see the difference there between male and female. So female will just come out a little more, male will just go a little more straight down. But of course, everyone is different, everyone's unique, we all have different body types. So there's no like one way to draw a person. This is just like the general kind of average shape to draw a human, and you can definitely make adjustments based on who you are drawing or what kind of body type you're drawing. But yeah, practice this, and then in another video I can show you how to refine it into something more realistic with more details.